Hello. There's been a very interesting exchange in the House of Commons this morning with Peter Bone asking a question of Rishi Sunak, the Chancellor. Now, Rishi Sunak is planning to give a sort of refund through council tax of about £350. Certainly, people are going to get a £200 refund anyway. But one of the points is that those people who don't pay council tax, like students, there will be a discretionary fund which will allow councils to pay students, so that all people who need support with fuel should be able to get some of it. I don't think it's enough, but it's a really good starting point. And Peter Bone asked really quite a nasty question. Now, Peter Bone actually has a reputation for being quite difficult, and he asked whether the Chancellor was pursuing conservative policies, or indeed whether or not he was a crypto socialist. And the Chancellor, of course, dodged the question. But I think, a nasty question, I think the point is that this distinction between conservatism and socialism, this has had its day. What we need to do is use the best policies from either system to make sure that we are serving the country and to make sure that our country is moving forward. The days of single party government, I think, are probably coming to an end, and maybe Boris is going to ensure this, the Conservative Party simply implodes over the next few months. I hope not. But I think Jeremy Corbyn has seriously tested the strength of the Labour Party, and I think Boris similarly will test the strength of the Conservative Party. What may emerge may be a much more non-aligned political system, which might be better. And we've now heard that there's going to be an increase in interest rates. This is very worrying, and I think it was expected. I think the Chancellor hasn't gone far enough, but he certainly made an effort. Now, whether or not it's enough is another matter politically. Whether it's enough economically, certainly not. But whether or not it's enough politically during the present crisis, self-inflicted crisis, I don't know. The list of non-entity MPs, for the most part, MPs you've never heard of, lining up to claim their headline and say that they have submitted a letter to the 1922 committee. This is very interesting. It's probably what we might have expected. I suspect it's not what Boris would have liked. I suspect that Boris and his cronies have been trying very hard to satisfy and appease the vocal MPs, the ones that we know about. And I think they've rather misjudged this and forgotten about those who simply do not command the headlines, because here is their opportunity. And I'm afraid one or two people who will drift back into the shadows in a week or so have managed to grab a front page in the last day or so, and there may be others. My hunch is still that Boris will survive for a good few months. But who knows? I may be wrong. I'd love to hear your point of view. And please subscribe. Please ring the bell. And please let me have your views.